Deathlok, also known as Luther Manning, John Kelly, Michael Collins, Jack Truman, Larry Young, Henry Hayes, and Mike Peterson, has been affiliated with the CIA, Secret Defenders, Wildpack, S.H.I.E.L.D, the United States Army, M-Tech, X-Force, and the Jean Grey School staff. His abilities include cybernetic enhancements granting superhuman speed, strength, durability, reflexes, the ability to repair bodily damage, and the ability to track multiple objects.
Colonel Luther Manning is an American soldier from Detroit, Michigan, who, after being fatally injured, is reanimated in an alternate post-apocalyptic future, only to discover that what remains of his dead body has been turned into the experimental Deathlok cyborg by Simon Riker. He verbally communicates with his symbiotic computer, to which he refers as the abbreviated pewter. He escapes from Riker's control, although he dreams he has regained his humanity.
He battles the evil corporate and military regimes that have taken over the United States, while simultaneously struggling not to lose his humanity. He battles Simon Riker and the First Warwolf, and encounters his wife and son for the first time after becoming a cyborg. He battles Simon Riker's supertank, and then begins a hunt for a cyborg doctor.
He battles Simon Riker as the Savior Machine, and his mind is ultimately transferred into a Luther Manning clone. He battles mutants alongside a time-traveling Spider-Man. He begins working for the CIA and encounters Godwolf for the first time, and is then finally sent to our parallel Earth.
He battles the Devil Slayer, but then battles demons alongside Devil Slayer. He later becomes controlled by Mentalo and the Fixer, and is sent to assassinate the president, but is stopped by the Thing and Nick Fury. After his capture, he becomes catatonic, and is taken to England for treatment by the Thing.
He is cured by Louis Nort, and Nick Fury takes him into custody. Deathlok is rebuilt by Roxxon as a robot and sent to sabotage Project Pegasus. The robot battles the Thing and Quasar, and self-destructs.
The real Deathlok, now working for the Brand Corporation, battles Captain America and a time-traveling Luther Manning clone. Alongside Captain America, Godwolf, and the Redeemers, he battles Hellinger. He is charged with temporal energy by Timestream.
Timestream recruits this mainstream human Manning. Deathlok, Timestream, and Manning battle the Collins Deathlok, Siege, and Godwolf. The Manning Deathlok eventually returns to his own time and overthrows the megalomaniac who had taken over the country.
Manning remains in his near-future alternate reality, searching for a purpose in life and unable to disconnect himself from the machine bonded to him.
Eventually, Manning travels to the mainstream timeline and encounters Daredevil and the Kingpin. He lives a life of solitude until being apprehended by S.H.I.E.L.D. and then later kidnapped by the supercriminal Owl and immobilized, put up for auction as a weapon. Before a sale can be completed, he is stolen by the crime lord Hood and sent on a kamikaze decoy run.
This Deathlok was originally controlled by Kelly until its systems determined that Kelly's brain function was detrimental to its completion of the first-run program. The Deathlok unit then completed its mission. Kelly's brain was removed from the cyborg and disposed of.
One of Riker's assistants took the brain, presumably for use in the Siege unit. This version was made for the United States Army by the CIA's Deathlok program co-head Harlan Riker, after studying Luther Manning's cyborg body. The Kelly Deathlok later became known as Siege.
Professor Michael Collins was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He was a pacifist working for the Roxxon Oil Cybernetics Corporation Cybertech. Upon discovery of the Deathlok program, he was shot with a sedative by Harlan Riker and his brain was transplanted into the body of the John Kelly Deathlok cyborg. The machine was used against rebels fighting against Roxxon's influence in the fictional South American country of Australia.
Collins regained his consciousness during that mission and stopped the cyborg programming that would have killed a small child. Although his brain was intended to serve only as a medium for the robot's programming, he was able to assert his will over it, installing a no-killing parameter into its programming. The computer is fully willing to listen to Collins, though he must take care to present his orders in a way that helps fulfill the mission and keep people from dying. The computer is fully capable of understanding distinct concepts such as bluffing, as when Collins is forced to pretend to take a hostage.
He met Jesus Badalamenti and also battles Mainframe.
Collins learns that his human body was still alive and encounters Nick Fury and S.H.I.E.L.D. Harlan Riker hides Collins' human body. Collins then aids Nick Fury and S.H.I.E.L.D. in preventing a nuclear strike on the U.S.
With the Fantastic Four, X-Men, and Misty Knight, Deathlok later battles Mechadoom. He meets the Punisher and battles Silvermane. After that, he teams up with Spider-Man and several other heroes to stop the Sinister Six.
He next meets Moses Magnum. Collins finally reveals his existence as a cyborg to his family. Collins then begins to search for his human body.
During this time, he fought Sleepwalker and helped Silver Sable retrieve a purloined Statue of Liberty. He assists a makeshift team of other heroes in the Maximum Carnage incident, protecting the people of New York from a mass murdering group of supervillains. Later, the cosmic being Stranger, pretending to be the Beyonder, transported Collins to an alien planet where he was forced to live for years until being rescued with the aid of several other heroes. However, his rescue required the sacrifice of Greg Willis, the superhero known as Gravity.
As an act of gratitude, Collins arranged Gravity's funeral. When Willis' body was later stolen by the cosmic entity known as Epoch, Collins enlisted the aid of the Fantastic Four in retrieving it. Jack Truman was a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent who was transformed into a cyborg to battle the Red Skull.
Through telepathic means, he eventually swapped his mind into the body of another former S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, Larry Young. Young is being considered as a potential recruit for the Initiative program. Later, a Hammer strike force consisting of corpses animated with crude bionics was sent to capture a super soldier research center known as the World.
These models acted like traditional zombies craving brains. Their mission was unsuccessful, and as a result, the research group which produced them, Project Deathlok, was scrapped. Later, Wolverine's Rogue Ops team joins an alternate future Deathlok Prime, now free from its homicidal humans host brain, to face down invaders from a different possible future where X-Force and all other superheroes have been turned into Deathloks, controlled by worldly authorities with popular support, which produces a crime-free utopia for everyone else.
Deathlok appeared later as a guest speaker for one of Jean Grey's School for Higher Learning's classes. Deathlok revealed the potential futures of the students present and the probabilities of them occurring. Notably, Deathlok refused to comment on Genesis' future, revealing to him in private that only he can choose his fate.
Later, a female teenage version of Deathlok, dubbed Deathlocket, was introduced. She's revealed to be Rebecca Riker, the daughter of Harlan Riker. After being maimed in an explosion that killed her mother and brother, Rebecca was rebuilt using the Deathlok technology that her father developed.
Arcade later kidnaps her alongside the students of the Avengers Academy and Braddock Academy, and forces them to fight other teenage superhumans in his latest version of Murder World. Henry Hayes worked at Doctors Without Borders. During his duty, he lost a leg in a suicide bomber attack in Kandahar, or was brainwashed into thinking he did, Henry was taken care of by the company Biotech, who provided him with a composite fiber prosthesis.
Upon being placed under mind control, Henry Hayes became Deathlok, where he was used as an assassin, soldier, killer, fighter, and operative. He had participated in at least one armed conflict alongside organized troops and assassinated countless people, even in populated areas.
He was even once close to being captured by S.H.I.E.L.D. when a mission went bad in Russia. Henry Hayes was often memory wiped and did not remember his assignments. While at MTA Metro North Station, he tried to engage discussion with another leg amputee and advised him to contact Biotech, as his own prosthesis, plastic ones as it was the only his pension afforded him, forced the man to use crutches.
This man left, seemingly displeased with the discussion. Immediately afterward, he met Seth Horn, an off-duty S.H.I.E.L.D. agent who was present when the Eye of the Watcher exploded, releasing a blast of energy which revealed deep secrets to anyone in its radius. To Horn, it revealed Hayes' true story.
This Level 4 agent wanted to congratulate him, stating that S.H.I.E.L.D. would wish to have him in their ranks. As Henry Hayes really did not know what Horn was talking about, he threatened to call the authorities, forcing the agent to leave after a last congratulations. Immediately, Henry Hayes was ordered to kill him, as the announcement board of the station indicated the words "Whiskey David," triggering Henry Hayes' Deathlok persona.
After following Seth Horn into the restroom, Deathlok quickly executed him, left, took some medications, and returned to his civilian life, heading to the train to join his daughter Arya. Colonel Luther Manning's body was rebuilt into a cyborg body by Harlan Riker. Deathlok's mechanical cybernetic physiology granted him several superhuman powers, including superhuman strength, stamina, agility, reflexes, and a computer-augmented brain.
The right arm and left half of his face are armored cybernetic implants. He wears a woven metal mesh bodysuit of considerable durability. Deathlok also carried a helium neon laser pistol designed by the U.S. Army of his time, and a throwing dagger.
Manning was a military academy graduate and a brilliant military strategist. He is a formidable hand-to-hand combatant and proficient with knives, daggers, handguns, and laser pistols. He was later captured and upgraded by our timeline's S.H.I.E.L.D. and given jet boots that allowed him to leap at great heights, and his other abilities were perhaps enhanced to greater levels.
Michael Collins' human brain was transplanted into a cyborg body by a group of scientists at Cybertech. His cyborg body grants him the same powers as Manning, only with much greater strength, speed, and resistance to injury. He possesses a broad spectrum of visual and auditory powers.
Deathlok has the ability to interface with virtually any computer system. He is also able to project his consciousness and sensory projections directly into the net, making him capable of directly hacking computer systems far more efficiently than that of a traditional hacker. His body can also target, nearly infallibly, multiple objects and track them.
He could scan the entire electromagnetic spectrum, as well as enter computer systems. He has learned to use internal nanobots to repair and alter both his organic and inorganic parts, enabling him to appear as either a humanoid cyborg or completely human. He also has a very sophisticated AI, capable of quickly making complex strategies and evaluating their chance of success.
If requested, the AI can take control of the body to perform these operations. Collins himself possesses no combat skills, but under computer-guided combat routines, he is an excellent hand-to-hand combatant with an extensive database of combat techniques and strategies. Collins is an excellent computer programmer with an advanced degree in computer science and prosthesis, and helped construct the Deathlok body, along with other Cybertech scientists including William Henson, Ben Jacobs, Stanley Cross, Dr. Hugh, and Jim Dorman.
After becoming Deathlok, Collins later modified his own systems. Like Manning, Collins wears a woven metal mesh bodysuit of considerable durability. He carries a plasma pistol which draws its energy from his internal power source. Thus, the weapon can only be fired if in contact with the outlets in Deathlok's hand. Deathlok also possesses a collapsible plasma rifle capable of greater firepower with the same limitations, a supply of fragmentation plasma grenades, and a molybdenum steel knife.
He wears a wrist bracelet that allows Deathlok to override similar cybernetic operating systems and an adamantium vibranium alloy shock dampening helmet. He sometimes uses a refitted Cybertech Dragonfly fighter with a range of several hundred miles.